How many of you guys here have worked with line arrays? It's got to be almost everybody. I mean, you can't really do install or production work without having that tool in the box. But a lot of people don't know that QSC actually makes line arrays. In fact, this is probably the oldest loudspeaker we have in our inventory, the WideLine 8. So I want to talk a little bit about line arrays. I'm not going to go too deep into line array theory, or we'll brush over some things just so that you know that we kind of have a grasp on what it is we're trying to do with line arrays. But we have here the KLA, which is a fixed arcuate or constant curvature line array. We'll listen to that after lunch. We have that here. A product that maybe some of you don't know that we have is the ILA, or that's stands for installation line array. That's a very powerful, very cost-effective solution for installation. Okay, what we've done is we've taken a lot of the technologies that we've learned with the WideLine 8 system, and we thought, you know what, the WideLine 8 is a great box, but for an install application, you got quick release pins, you've got all this hardware, you've got this rigging, and this stuff starts adding up in cost. The quick release pins for this rig are like $30 a piece. Okay, and that's a lot of added expense. We don't need to do that when it's an install because it's going to go up in the air one time. So how can we keep the performance and the value of that product at a maximum, but still make it affordable for an install market? Well, we've done that with the ILA. I didn't bring it with me just simply because it's not a whole lot of room on the truck. We brought almost everything else, but then we step up in the food chain to the WideLine series. This is the WideLine 8 that I have. The WideLine 8 does have a big brother called the WideLine 10. In fact, some of you I was already talking to, some of you already own some WideLine 10s, and thank you very much. We appreciate that. They're great products. But let's just jump into WideLine real quick. Just give you a quick overview of what this is. The WideLine 8, the WL3082. It's 3082. It's a dual 8 cone line array element, and its companion subwoofer, which you see here, is the WL212 subwoofer. If you combine this with our PL3 series amplifiers and an SC28 processor, you have a very good system. Now, what the SC28 processor does is it does the math for you in terms of factoring in what you need to do to a line array to actually make it perform well. Line arrays are basically comprised of both constructive and destructive energy. Whenever you start taking these line elements, you start coupling them together, good things happen and bad things happen. The idea is to maximize the benefit of creating this line stripe with as little impact to the destructive energy that is created as a result when you combine these. And what the SC28 processor does is it does those for you, and it makes it quite simple. So what you do is you actually tell it how many boxes are in my stripe and what is the total splay of these boxes, and it will adjust the algorithms accordingly for that product or for that line stripe. Just to give you a really good starting point. In fact, what you're going to listen to here today, we are actually running through the PLD series amplifier, the 4-channel amplifier that Dale was talking about. The SC28 processor lives inside the PLD series amplifier. It's already there. So this makes this a very cost-effective solution for production use. But when you're going to listen to this, I want you guys to know that there's no EQ that's happened for this space or for this room or environment on any of our products. This is all straight voicings, straight algorithms from processors. Nothing has been done in terms of manipulating the product for this environment. So this is the straight up voice that you guys will hear on everything that you've heard so far. So with the WideLine, there's 3 pillars that I want you guys to come away with, or benefits of why you would want to have a WideLine in your toolbox, okay? And those 3 pillars are going to be job performance, financial performance, and the audio performance of the product. So we'll start with the job performance. WideLine 8, it's a sturdy, solid construction. 16 gauge steel grill, 15 millimeter birch ply, neodymium compression drivers, aluminum hardware. It's 20 inches wide. Again, part of managing the constructive destructive energy that happens when you couple products is you need to get them as tight together as possible. Okay, and we actually have a squircle cone on here, so you can see it's not really a circle, it's not really a square. We call it a squircle, but the squircle allows us to get the next box very close to the front box. We're not wasting a lot of space that's not needed for this product, and we did that on purpose to make this a very low profile, high output device. In fact, this is probably going to be the biggest little hammer you guys will ever hear outside. Well, there's really not a product that rivals it on the market. Another unique feature for this is the handles. That's a patented design. We actually, again, trying to save space for this product. The handles actually are the ported, the tuning ports for the enclosure. It's molded into the handle. So we're not wasting space making ports or tuning ports on the product itself. We actually take advantage of the handle space to accomplish that. Flexible options for ground stacking. Basically, when we rolled this off the truck, we had a case for the WL212s. That was one case. We had a little meat racker, a little case for the tops. When we rolled this in, we set it up, we dropped it, me and Chris lifted this up, set it up there, put our splay angles in, ran it over to the PLDs. This rig was up and running in under 30 minutes, okay? But some cool features that we have when we ground stack is this one here. This is kind of a unique differentiator from other products in the market, is if we were to deploy this on the lip of the stage, we could actually get some down angle off of this. So a lot of you guys that are doing racks and stacks and you're putting rigs out, you're always finding that, oh, gee, I need a lip fill. I need something that I got to put out there. WideLine 8 makes a great lip fill, but if you wanted to, you can actually get that down angle right from the rigging. Now, if you're going to fly this product, we do have a small frame, so you can actually pick the small frame with a pullback bar back here. You can pick it like that. Now, if we took a small frame and we picked the subwoofers, using an extension bar, we can put the subwoofers behind. If we use a large frame, we can put the subs on top and start building the stripe like that. So it's very flexible, very versatile, and very powerful tool to have in your toolbox. So financial performance, okay? Well, what does it mean? You guys are out there working, you guys making money, you guys need to have a product that sounds great, but costs of fuel and things are starting to go up and increase all over the place. So that's impacting your trucking, that's impacting your labor expenses, the cost of doing business for production is going up. So with this small profile, we can lower the transportation costs. This 4-cabinet stack here on a caster pallet weighs less than 150 pounds. You can get 4 of them wide in the back of a truck, okay? That narrow footprint also produces a benefit, as it's a smaller footprint that doesn't interfere with sight lines and cameras and different things like that. More about financial performance. I already told you, Chris and I set this up. 2 people can do that. You can, WideLine array, you can use it indoor, outdoor, any venue up to about 250 feet. You can stack this 24 deep to get out to those distances. It's 140 degrees wide. If you start looking that you need a little bit more throw than 250 feet, you're really starting to look at getting into Big Brother, and that's the WideLine 10. WideLine 10, you do a stack 16 or 24 deep, you can throw out 400, 450 feet with that rig. No problem. These guys do it all the time, and let me tell you, when they're doing it, it's not just a weak 400-foot throw. It's, you know, you can still be punching 105 dB back there. Rent that rig, okay? If you invest in the WideLine 8, It has some unique features to it that make it a wise selection. As you can see, this is basically what we brought with us. In fact, it might be the same rig that they used to take that picture. But each of the transducers in here are 16 ohm. That means that this stack here, this is a three-way box. One transducer is doing low frequency, another transducer is doing low frequency, mid frequency. They kind of blend them together. And then the 3-inch compression driver down the middle here. All of them are 16 ohms. That means that this bandpass here, as you see it, that's a 4 ohm load on your amplifier. You're reducing your amplifier costs. It's a 250 watt rated transducer, and the WideLine 8 is 85 watts on the HF driver. So this little stack right here, in fact, I did a show at QSC when I first came over to QSC. I got to go out. They just basically gave me this rig and they says, hey, go do front of house. We got a local band. It turned out it was like Cheap Trick that was playing out at the park or something like that. And my first experience with this, I actually set it up outside and I'm like, I don't think this is going to do it, guys. And this is not a lot of PA. It's a small little box. This stack that you see here, left and right, we were outdoors. We were easily hitting 1,200 people, and we were hitting them, punching them in the chest pretty good. And it blew me away. I was like, wow, I had no idea QSC product could do that. So, and in a little bit, we are going to listen to it. But first, let's talk about the audio performance. Okay, we do have the multiple aperture diffraction waveguide. That's a patented design. Let's see, both the 8-inch cones reproduce the low frequencies. Again, it's 140 degrees wide through the crossover. Only one driver will handle the mid-range. And what that does is, someone might go, well, why do you do that? Well, because the drivers become more efficient when you start allowing them to do different duties. But it also produces another benefit that you can have and that you can deploy with your system. If you, for example, take the mid-range driver, you can select which driver you want to do the mid-range. And what that can, in effect, is you can kind of steer the arrays, either steer them inwards or you can steer them outwards, depending on what you're trying to do. So if you have a narrow room or a narrow throw and you want to avoid that power alley that you get down the middle when these two wavefronts collide, steer that thing to the outside. It kind of opens up the power alley down the middle, gives you a little bit better throw out to the outside. And it's a great tool to have. The intrinsic correction, which we've talked about, again, that's all been done on this product. The SC28 processor, if you already have your powertrain and your amp racks, of course, we do sell amplifiers, and again, the PLD, CXD series have the SC28 processor built into the amplifier. And of course, Ease Focus is available. This is actually Ease Focus 1. There is a new version, Ease Focus 2, free download on the website. So if you wanted to do some array calculations, say, okay, I got a gig coming up. This is how much throw I got to get, and you lay this out there. It's going to be true. I actually one of the first directives I did at QSC was I made sure that I validated all of this data. It's very accurate. So if you were sending this rig up into the air and the software platform told you need to be picking from pin 5 off of the bumper to get this angle, it's going to be spot on. So that's it. That's the 3 pillars: job performance, financial performance, audio performance.